There is a nerve in your body that decides every few seconds whether you are safe or in danger. It doesn't ask your permission. It doesn't wait for your opinion. And for most men over 40, it has quietly stopped doing its job well. You feel it, not as one big symptom, as 100 small ones. The 3 p.m. crash that coffee doesn't fix. The tightness in your chest that isn't quite a heart problem but isn't nothing either. The way stress used to roll off you and now it sits in your gut for days. That's not aging. That's a nerve losing its tone. And there is a sound, one sound, that takes less than 5 minutes, that studies have shown can switch that nerve back on. We begin now. The nerve you've never met, it's called the vagus nerve. Vagus is Latin for wandering, and that's exactly what it does. It starts at the base of your brain and wanders down through your throat, your lungs, your heart, and your gut, touching almost every major organ along the way. It is the main cable of what's called your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest side of you, as opposed to the fight or flight side. Here's the plain version. Imagine 2 pedals in your body. One is the gas pedal. It revs you up, floods you with stress hormones, keeps your heart pounding. The other is the brake. It slows your heart, calms your gut, tells your whole system the danger has passed. The vagus nerve is the brake pedal. And in a lot of men in midlife, that brake has gotten stiff, underused, slow to respond. Doctors call this low vagal tone, and it's connected to more of your daily experience than you'd expect. Poor stress recovery, sluggish digestion, disrupted sleep, and a general sense of being wired, but tired. The traditions that came before modern medicine noticed this centuries ago. They didn't have the word vagus nerve, but they had the outcome. Where the ancients already knew this. In the yogic tradition, there's a practice called Bhramari Pranayama, or bee breath, where the practitioner hums on the exhale, mouth closed, lips buzzing like a bee. It's thousands of years old. The texts describe it as calming, as clearing the mind, as settling the body. To modern ears, that sounds like folklore. A nice ritual. Nothing measurable. It wasn't folklore. It was clinical observation, recorded in the only language available at the time. Here's what changed. Researchers put this practice under real physiological measurement, heart rate variability, or HRV, which is the gold standard marker of how well your parasympathetic system is functioning. And what they found is that both Bhramari humming and Om chanting produce measurable, short-term increases in high-frequency HRV, the specific signature of the vagus nerve engaging. One study found that just 5 minutes of loud Om chanting produced immediate increases in high-frequency heart rate variability, indicating a shift toward parasympathetic dominance. The vocabulary changed. The mechanism did not. Why sound specifically? You might wonder why humming or chanting, of all things, would reach a nerve buried deep in your chest and gut. The answer is almost too simple. The vagus nerve has a branch that runs to part of your outer ear, called the auricular branch. That means sound vibration, real physical vibration, can stimulate vagal fibers directly through that pathway. Separately, vocal practices like humming and chanting stimulate the vagus nerve through the vocal cords and throat, where a branch of the nerve runs close to the surface. Think of it like this. Your vagus nerve is a guitar string running from your throat down through your chest. When you hum, you are literally plucking it. The vibration travels the length of the nerve and tells your nervous system, directly, mechanically, stand down. It's safe now. Researchers describe this as producing effects similar to a deliberate vagus nerve stimulation, the same category of intervention used clinically for anxiety and depression, minus the implant. Not metaphor, not marketing, biology. This is also, quietly, why you won't hear much about it from the mainstream system. A 5-minute hum has no patent. No pharmaceutical company can own it, sell it, or fund a marketing campaign around it. That's not a conspiracy. It's just a structural reality. Things that can't be sold tend not to get promoted, regardless of how well they work. Now, do this. Let's not just talk about it. Let's do it. Sit comfortably, spine tall but not stiff, shoulders down. Close your mouth and keep your jaw loose. Take a slow breath in through your nose. Now, as you exhale, hum. Low, steady, at whatever pitch feels natural in your chest. Not your throat, your chest. Let it run the full length of your exhale. Feel that. That buzz behind your sternum, in your throat, maybe up into your skull. That's not just a vibration. That's your vagus nerve being physically engaged right now, while you watch this. Do that 5 more times. Slow inhale through the nose. Long, low hum on the exhale. Let each one run longer than you think it should. That's it. That's the entire practice. No equipment, no supplement, no subscription. What the research shows stacked 3 things worth knowing plainly. 1. A study on Om chanting showed that even a single 5-minute session produced measurable increases in the high-frequency power of heart rate variability, the exact marker that reflects vagal engagement. 2. Research on Bharamari pranayama specifically has shown measurable rises in that same high-frequency HRV marker after as little as 5 minutes of practice. 3. Brain imaging research has found that chanting practices are associated with deactivation of the limbic system, the brain's fear and stress processing center, alongside a shift toward parasympathetic dominance, which is the same physiological signature produced by clinical vagus nerve stimulation. None of this requires belief. It requires 5 minutes and your own throat. One honest caveat, because a claim without a caveat isn't trustworthy. The research on humming and vagal tone is real, but it's still an active, growing field, not yet the size of the literature on, say, exercise and heart disease. What's well established is that the effects are immediate and measurable in the short term. What's still being studied is exactly how large the long-term benefits are with sustained daily practice. What happens if you actually keep doing this? Here's what the biology predicts. Not what might happen, what the biology predicts, based on how vagal tone responds to repeated stimulation. Day 1. You feel it immediately. A physical settling, a few seconds of your shoulders dropping that you didn't consciously do. Day 3. The practice starts to feel automatic. Less like an exercise, more like a switch you know how to flip. Day 7. You may notice you recover from small stressors faster, a tense email, a bad driver, without it lingering in your body for the rest of the day. Day 14. Sleep tends to be the first place people report a shift, falling asleep faster, waking less wired. Day 21. Vagal tone, like any other kind of tone, responds to consistency. 3 weeks in, the baseline itself starts to shift, the resting state your body returns to. Day 30. What started as a 5-minute practice has, for most people, become a measurable change in how quickly they return to calm after stress, which is the entire definition of vagal tone. Where this leaves you. The body you have at 60 is not the one you were issued. It's the one you maintained, or the one you let atrophy through disuse, one unused system at a time. The vagus nerve is no different from a muscle in that respect. Use it and it responds. Ignore it, and it goes quiet. What you lost was never permanent. It was underused. Tonight, you have the actual mechanism, not a supplement, not a subscription, not a theory. A sound and a nerve that's been waiting for you to use it. Before you go, 3 things. First, tell me where you're watching this from. Drop your city or country in the comments. I read every one, and I'm always struck by how far this reaches. Second, if you tried the humming exercise with me just now, comment toned below. I want to know how many of you actually did it in real time versus just watched. And third, if this was useful to you, leave your thoughts in the comments. What you noticed, what surprised you, or what you want covered next. Your comments genuinely shape what I make next, so don't hold back. If you want to go deeper on this, I'll make another video teaching you a full breath protocol for building vagal tone over the long term. I'll see you there.